Hey, greetings from Montana on a beautiful summer day. I'm so thankful for that. And today we're going to talk about me because I am just home from Arizona. I flew there, literally booked my ticket on a Sunday morning and flew out that afternoon to go help my parents move. They thought they had things under control and they were just going to need more help. So I am so thankful that I was able to be healthy enough to be able to do that, and I was able to score a decent ticket into Phoenix and then get a rental car, and it wasn't as bad as it sounds when you have to buy a ticket the day of travel. So anyway, I'm going to talk about me today, and there's a reason, and it's because I want to tell you what I've healed from, and my goal here is not, oh great, look what Tracy did. The goal is that you can do this too. So we're going to do a case study on me. So in 2015, these are all the things I was diagnosed with and told. SIBO, small intestine bacterial overgrowth. I was having a terrible time with my digestion. Lots of constipation, lots of gas, not a good situation. In the fall of 2015, I was diagnosed with Lyme first, with neurological involvement, meaning I was having terrible vertigo, I was sensitive to loud noises, my nerves were sensitive, and everything bothered me. I couldn't drive in a car, my grandma was dying, and we got in the truck and we were with a camper and we were going to go see her and stay in the truck on the way, and we didn't make it 50 miles, and I was laying down, I was sick to my stomach. I told Johnny we have to turn around. I couldn't be in a car. After that, I was diagnosed with Epstein-Barr, and I had multiple strains that showed they had been positive in my body. Chronic fatigue. I was so tired. I was too tired to go to church. I was too tired to do anything. I was a lot of fun to be married to. Right. I was told I had poor mold genes and that our house must be full of mold. Johnny is a builder, and he pulled apart all kinds of things looking for mold. There was no mold, but it was still something I was told. I was told I had poor detox genes. For 20 years, I'd been living as a non-celiac gluten sensitive, that I had some of the genes for that, and I wasn't a celiac, and I had been taught at Bastyr to stay away from gluten, and I had terrible cognitive dysfunction, enough that we spent $7,000 on me, and we went out to Seattle and went to the Amen Clinic where they do all these brain scans, and they didn't have any answers either. Johnny and I probably spent $20,000 to $30,000. At one point I knew it was 24 or 26, bought a lot of supplements that are probably not in that, and getting worse, not better. So, short story, I reversed my diet back to what I was taught at Bastyr, went on a strong plant-based diet. I didn't go vegan right away, but I certainly started eating a lot of fruits and vegetables. And as I just spent the first year studying, I closed my practice and just started studying everything I could get my hands on, including the work of Anthony William, and making a collection of everything I'd learned in 20 years. I started to understand to lower the fat, nutrient-dense, whole food plant diet, and I started to do a lot of things to get rid of heavy metals. We bought a far infrared sauna. That's a long list. It's not really where I was going today, but I was diagnosed with all those things. I started to heal. I was feeling great within a year and a couple months. That's when I got rear-ended, and that was a big trigger going backwards. And now I don't ever want to be rear-ended again at high speed while stopped, but if it ever happened again, I feel confident about what I could do different in my healing this time around. So every time you're sick, it's an opportunity to learn, right? So anyway, that's how I view this now. I would never wish this on anybody, but I've learned so much by being my own case study. So symptoms that I had were extreme fatigue. I talked about that, the brain fog. I had calcifications on both hands. It's hard to show you with my paper, but I had knobs that were growing on around my thumb and on both of my feet, my left foot in particular. I had the neurological symptoms. I was very car sick. It hurt to get out of bed in the morning. when I would first stand up, that Achilles heel felt so tight, like somebody snuck into my bedroom while I was sleeping and shortened that muscle or tendon, and so that would take a while to work its way out. I was easily startled. Noises, loud noises, and movies with fast scenes or a lot of bright lights totally bothered me. I just couldn't do it. And so anyway, so healing now, here's what I really want to talk about. I want to tell you where I landed, and this goes back to the Arizona story, because so I bought a ticket on a Sunday morning, left at Sunday at 4, and that's a little bit stressful, and handled that great. Got down there, we've all moved, you don't get to eat ideal food, never had a smoothie while I was there, only had one salad in the whole trip, ate whatever came my way and did as best as I could to stay hydrated, and I'm so happy to report that I did great. And my point is, you can too. Everybody can heal. It's our God-given right. So here's what I've healed. All that fatigue, all the brain fog, the calcification, those have just slowly dissolved. My vision improved. A couple years ago I went in, and my prescription for my contacts actually improved. All that car sickness stuff is gone. There are noises that bother me, but they might bother anybody. Our camper fridge makes a click that just I find annoying, but I don't think my nerves are sensitive like that anymore. I had restless legs. That's gone unless I get really, really tired, and it's still better all the time. I've now been off my thyroid meds for at least 3 years. I haven't even kept track. I had been hypothyroid and on medication for 26 years. I was 21 when I went on medication, and I'm off all meds. My labs are normal. I had swooshing in my ear a lot, like daily for months. That's gone. My hair is growing. I have very minimal graying. I'm 54 next month in August. My nails are strong. They grow too fast, really. My skin has a healthy glow. I used to need lotion. I could not get out of the shower and not put lotion on, and most of the days I don't wear any lotion. And what's really cool is now I tan so easy, and I get a really deep brown. If you let me, if I could spend enough time in the sun, I get a deep bronze, and if I get any redness, it's fully gone the next day. I do not burn as a plant-based. The reason is because I'm eating antioxidant after antioxidant. Fruits and vegetables and leafy greens are loaded. Okay, hair, skin, and nails. When I was still menstruating and I did all of this, my periods got completely normal. I'm now menopausal. I've had some trouble with hot flashes. It comes in waves. Nothing probably like what a lot of women go through. And if I don't eat enough or get too stressed for too long, that's when I get hot flashes. But those are controllable, and I didn't have to do any bioidentical or synthetic hormones. And my teeth are whiter, and I expect that just to continue. That's all those leafy greens. My teeth are actually remineralizing, and yours can too. My eyes are whiter, and when I was in Arizona helping my mom and dad, my mom said, "Hey, Tracy, do you think you have like Graves' disease or Hashimoto's or what? Your eyes are so big." And I know I'm in sunglasses and it's too bright to take them off. But I laughed and said, "No, Mom, I'm healing. My nerves are healthy, and they can actually open my eyelids now." I used to have heart palpitations. That's when the liver is so congested, then the filters are plugged, and that dirty blood makes its way up to your heart and gets caught in the valves. That's gone. I have multiple bowel movements a day now after severe constipation, and I didn't even remember I had this. That's why it's so important to keep a list. I had typed this list a couple years ago. Joint pain, especially right hip when sleeping. I don't have any trouble with that kind of stuff. I think I'm still probably repairing some of the cartilage in my joints. You know, it can diminish, but it can also rebuild. I mean, we have so many studies now that show the body can heal. So my point in making myself a case study to tell you today is to tell you about the freedom. again, going back to my trip to Arizona, I bought a ticket in the morning, I packed, I threw a backpack together, I didn't have to travel with food, I took a water bottle and filled it up once I got through security, I ate whatever came my way. I don't want to do that every day, but I'm able to do that now. That one of the things I tell my patients in Nutrition Foundations is your fire is like it has a bunch of wet logs on it, and when you build that up, you can throw some wet logs on a fire and not make a mess. Well, my fire is strong. I'm not afraid of COVID. I did some things. I always do things on the plane for years. Planes are flying petri dishes. They're full of bacteria and viruses. The public world is full of bacteria and viruses, so it's always smart to wash your hands, take some Sovereign Silver, pray over yourself, take some healthy wet wipes and wipe everything down when you hop on a plane. But there's freedom in healing, and that's what I want to get across to you today and encourage you, is that it's never too late to start. And last but not least is if you need help, I work with people one-on-one. I now have a Nutrition Foundations program. It's an entire curriculum of what you need to know. It's videos that I just film when I'm tired, hungry, hot, sweaty, need to eat, and nothing's cooked. It's the real life walking this out of how to do this, and hundreds of recipes. And then the bronze program has one call a month, and the platinum program of Nutrition Foundations has 2 calls a month, and the platinum has a bonus where I'm doing some extra trainings above and beyond the curriculum, and we're going to talk about bone health and macular degeneration and cancer and how to stay healthy in the aging process. It's one of the things I was so surprised and dismayed about when I sent those surveys out here probably 2 months now ago, is that the people who took the time to do the survey, and thank you for doing those, wrote in that they are scared to death of the aging process, and it should not be that way. You can be bulletproof, you can be superwoman. Yes, you're not going to be like your friends. This is not pizza every single night. This is not frozen dinners from Costco. Those are fine sometimes, but if you're sick, we can get you to restore your health. And if you're just worried about the aging process, I can help you not have to worry about losing mobility and your memory and becoming like your aging parents. So that's it for today. There's hope in healing. I was the case study. I healed a lot of things, this whole sheet, and you can heal too. So I hope this was a blessing and encouragement to you. Catch you next time.